working as an institutional data manager, also open science support officer in the Czech Republic, Institute of Experimental Medicine. It's a institute of Czech Academy of Science. Today I will share with you my experiences. I'm biologist by training, but for already more than 1 year and a half, I take this role in an institute. Data stewardship and data managers, they are really various and they highly depend on the organization and where you work at. From my position, I can describe my responsibilities in 4 different chapters. The first, of course, fair implementation, and then my responsibility is provide training and technical support for researchers to follow these fair principles. And of course, I also provide some support in following open access publishing procedures. And finally, I help them also document their data management plan. We use this data stewardship wizard tool, as Isabel already mentioned before. So it's a great tool we have here under Czech data infrastructure. And it's quite useful and profiled questionnaire-based software, and it has many templates compliant with the many founding bodies and very easy to use. So the describing data stewards or data managers, actually it's not so easy, and it's really dependent various tasks, various skills required. So who they are actually, like we can divide them mainly for research data stewards or organizational data stewards. As an institutional data stewards, I'm much more fitting in an organizational administrative data steward role. But of course, I collaborate with research data stewards. Research data stewards are, it's not described in their work contract. So they are researchers actually, but they are the member of individual labs. And those labs, they want to manage their data the good way. They want them to be reusable in the future. They want to be organized and clean in their files. So actually, these are my collaborators from individual labs, because as an institute, we have many projects, and some projects has tens of partners from the different cities. So as a one person, it's not possible to be involved in all experiments personally. So it is really important to be in a collaboration with the researchers. They actually are not aware that they are partially data stewards, but they consider themselves researchers. They are researchers, but they personally handle the data. So it also can be the individual project can have the project data steward. So it's really various role. So my first and main task is make the data fair. And we don't work only image data. We have many other types of data, sequencing and other. So when you talk about the researcher, they always hear fair principle, findable, accessible, iterable, reusable, but nobody actually show them examples, and nobody actually speak them with the language how they understand. For example, this is an image how they present in a research article, the scientific article. This is much more presentation than the data publication. So when I ask them, tell me which one is reusable when you put them all together in one PDF, or when you publish them in original format, TIFF or JPEG in worst case, which one is reusable? When you speak this way, then they understand what is fair and what is not so fair. So this is also another example. They have nice pictures, but in a scientific publication, they put them together in one frame and they present it in a PDF. So this format is not reusable at all, not accessible, because nobody can perform analysis about, let's say, intensity of fluorescence or whatever. So the showing them example is really helpful for me, and I see that they understand and they actually like it, because nobody wants this data to be disappeared after X years of publication. And when I ask them, are those files, do you know where they are? And sometimes they can say, oh, it must be in some of my disks. So, and can you find them after X years easily? So this is a point that then they start to like the using repository. Oh, okay, I can find my data myself after X years. So this is a very good point. Of course, now modern science and the old science, we are doing the way of conducting scientific research is shifting. So it's of course not easy for many people fast adapt. And as a data stewards, we are kind of change agents, helping them to easily adapt to this change. So the main challenges is this resistance. Of course, it's natural. And also they are reluctant in sharing their data. But when I show them this image, this I really like that, and tell them, oh, don't make your data for yourself lifetime burden on your shoulder. Don't keep them in your storage or external disk, whatever. This is not fair at all, and secure. It's not secure at all. You can anytime lose it. And don't carry it with your shoulder. Just put them in a repository. So this actually, the speaking this way helps really the understand the advantages of the repositories and data publications. So there are also some other challenges, of course, but it is possible to overcome them by collaborating and training yourself. The other one is policies, because funding bodies, also institutions, individual projects has separate policies and separate set of rules. So for researchers, it's not easy to read all of this long text and keep all of them in mind. But as a data stewards, this is again our task, that simplify for them, show them example, just make them easy for them to understand and not to get lost in the long text of the policies. What is a really great thing is collaboration and networking. For my position, like I really appreciate lots of collaborators, internal and also external from the institutes, that it's not possible without collaborating with librarian or IT department, or sometimes even grant support department. And we also have the, in a national level, communities, data steward communities. We always share our experiences. Well, especially at the beginning of my job, I really benefit from their experience. We basically learn from each other. There are a lot of set of new rules and new practices. So it is really important to stay in touch and be the part of the such communities. And we are actually findable. Any researcher in Czech Republic can find who they contact, because it's also another challenge that researcher sometimes doesn't know actually the institute has a professional staff to help them. And I even find several cases that they don't know that I'm existing. So I start to share some common emails, and that you know that I'm here to help you, such invitation and notifications. What I learned is, I already mentioned, the communication is really important. Stay in touch with a researcher and a data manager, librarian, and IT. And training is very important because now we live in such an era that we have a lot of tools and many of them. So it's sometimes even the shortlisting the tools, which one is more suitable for the purpose. So it's great help for researchers to find the proper tool for the individual specific purpose. So this is a great help for researchers also. And the main thing is just translating long policies to researchers' language that they can easily follow. Otherwise, they don't have time to read. They don't want to read all this long text. But on the other hand, somebody need to help them to be on a safe side, that they do everything in a good way. Speaking about training, when I start to work, I didn't have any professional training. At the beginning, I was just training myself. There are several resources. Some of them are free, some of them are not. But this one is also quite good. It's part of the EOS. They are short video records and giving you very basic knowledge and very make you gain basic skills in good research data management. And there are short quizzes that you can evaluate yourself and your skills. So this is something which everybody can do. And I really recommend for individual research group, somebody at least know the basics. They don't have to know everything as a researcher, but this is a great resource of the information. The second source of training was Vienna University that I studied there. I'm still, I didn't finish this summer. I will finish my course, and this is really training the people for the data steward who is able to help people from many domains. When I start to work, I was already a researcher and I was already a biologist. So I could really help them at the beginning, but I cannot imagine to help some institutes works with a social science or such a different topic. But in this course, you have the total, the overview and the training, and you are able to help also the other domains. Another course which is very similar to this Vienna University is from Finland. They also organize this one-year training for the data stewards that people can get trained. We also have it in Czech Republic, but it's short and more concentrated, and it's adapted for the Czech ecosystem, Czech research ecosystem. So it is true that we always have to train our staff or ourselves, because this is a dynamic thing. The technology and all these advances make us keep learning all the time. And I think in the future, there will be much more tools that AI-powered data curation, such automatized metadata generation, other many tools. And I think researcher will get more motivation when the data citations actually becoming more and more common, and they will start to get credit for that. Because right now I see the main reason that they are not motivated because data publication is not actually much cited. And even if it's cited, they are still looking at their H index and the impact factor and such metrics. But I think in the future we will slowly move and it will become more common. And as a data stewards, like, we are not only helping them to compliance of the policies or directives. I think we are actually key players in shaping the future of the open data and responsible and transparent and innovative research. So this is from me for today, and I'm happy to have your questions if you have any.